welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Heather Childers along with Bob Sellers. Raytheon Technologies, the second largest defense contractor in the country, has gone woke. In diversification efforts, Raytheon launched a critical race theory program encouraging white employees, specifically white Christian males, to confront their privilege and participate in reparations, decolonize their bookshelves, and even find and join a local, what they're calling, white space. Well, so the question would be, are we supposed to categorize people based on their appearance and race? It seems like we're doing that across the board. Let's bring back in our panel for their reactions. Stacy, your reaction to this?
Well, this really makes me angry because this is an attempt to force people to do things they don't want to do. And in the workplace. So these people at Raytheon are actually, since they're the second largest defense contractor in America, they're supposed to be working on military readiness. We're talking about airplanes and weapon systems and things that require a lot of thought and planning and execution. They don't have time to consider these things. And when they say decolonize their bookshelf, what right does your employer have to say what books you are allowed to keep on your bookshelf? When they say join a white space, I thought that wasn't allowed. I didn't know white people were allowed to get together without the permission of black people, or maybe that's why they're doing this, because black people are telling them to. And then the whole idea of them doing reparations when the people that they're actually making to do this have never owned slaves, nor have they had any part in it. So there's a lot wrong with this, and mainly it's the command and control structure holding someone's job over their head in order to make them participate in critical race theory type trash.
Yeah, and Trey, these are our defense contractors that we're talking about when it comes to the security of our country. And this report today comes on the heels of a report that came out back in May that involved Lockheed Martin, which is the #1 defense contractor in the country. And that report said that Lockheed Martin had just held a 3-day training program for white male executives to deconstruct their white privilege and to understand how white male behavior is devastating to racial minorities.
Yeah, this coming from an overwhelmingly white board of CEOs and board members who decide this. Check this out. I'm looking at the Raytheon Coyote here. It's Raytheon's hot product that will drone all sorts of people in the Middle East with unmitigated, unchecked wars that Congress never declared, that any president, Republicans and Democrats, have let us into the Middle East. But I'm wondering if they're going to put hashtags on the Raytheon Coyote that says things like "I'm with her," hashtag "we stand with you," or anything like that, or hashtag critical race theory, which is probably not going to happen. But hey, they can virtue signal all day.
And Trey, the thing about it is, before I got into TV, I sold computer equipment to aerospace industry, including the TRW, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman. From my experience there, so much of it was a meritocracy because they were making some of the most sophisticated equipment in the world that our defense depended upon, and now they're going woke and worrying about that sort of thing. I'm not saying be insensitive to someone who's different from you. 40% of their employees have a different ethnic background. So they obviously have been hiring people of color, and to focus on this to make people who are white feel inferior for being white doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah. AJ, what do you think?
I am a little concerned that there could be backlash. You know, I totally agree that we can have conversations about treating people equally and stuff like that. But, you know, these are adults. And if they don't know if you have managers and people like that don't know how to treat people, it's not because they need CRT training. It's because they need some training in being polite, having manners, giving people an opportunity based on their merit and potential. And I want to point out that Raytheon, with all the money that they make, if they really want to help Black people, I'm sure there's a low-income area near them where they can actually go and give money to schools. They can give money to programs. Virtue signaling is a real issue because it allows liberals to pat themselves on the back for doing nothing and for not helping anyone. So it's time for you to get off your butt if you really want to help. Find someone that needs help. Reach out to people who need the money, that all the money that you make, you're going to continue to make billions for your stockholders. Give some of that back if you really care. Put your back into helping and stop having these conversations that are circular and not helpful.
AJ, can I ask you, if you don't mind, your ethnic background?
I'm black. I'm of mixed. My father's of mixed race, but I'm African American.
Okay, I was curious. And what has been your experience with friends in your community? White, black, with all this going up, you tend to be conservative. What's the conversation been?
Well, I think the conversation that we're having on the news right now, it's being dropped, like little pieces of it are being dropped into everyday conversation. But I live and work among white, blacks, Hispanics, all different races every day. All we want is to live the American dream. You want to live in peace, you want to live happy, and in safety. And these conversations are not helping a single child be fed. They're not helping a single black person get to college. It's not helpful. It's for the elites to pat themselves on the back and to feel a little bit better while they enjoy vacations in the Hamptons. And I'm tired of it.
And it's for companies like these, because just today it was announced, amazingly, that Raytheon just won a $171.6 million contract with the United States government. So
insane.
There you go. And
Political.
All right, everyone, coming up, more Fox News fallout. The news outlet and other major networks once again refused to cover President Trump's rally in Sarasota, Florida. This comes after not covering his border visit. Remember that? Well, some are now asking if Fox is bailing on its conservative base. Our panel will debate that and more up next.